Here's a sample puzzle that we'll use to illustrate solving techniques. Each cage in a can contains a target number and most contain an operator. If you see a single cell cage with a number and no operator, it means that the value in that cell is the largest number. Such single cell cages work like given in Sudoku puzzle. You won't see this in every puzzle, but when you do see one, you should start there. In this puzzle, we can immediately place a 4 in the upper right cell. Whenever we place a number, this narrows down the possibilities for other cells, so we want to look for that. In this puzzle, we know that the 7 plus gauge in the third column must contain 3 and 4, since that is the only possibility that adds to 7. Given the 4 that we just placed, combined with the rule that we must use each number exactly once in each row and each column, we can now tell which of the cages cell contains a 3 and which contains a 4. We can now tell that the two empty cells in the third column in the 4 times cage contains 1 and 2, but we don't know the order. However, the given information we can place a 2 in the lower right cell to make the cage's product be 4. Remember that a cage can repeat numbers in a regularly shaped cage as long as no number is duplicated a single row or column. In this puzzle, before we knew the two values in the 7 plus cage, we didn't know if the 4 times cage contained the numbers 1, 1, and 4 or 1, 2, and 2. Now that we know about the 2, we can immediately finish the 4 times cage because we know that the second must be in the third row. For more complex deductions, it can be useful to take notes in the puzzle, which you can do by using the right side of the one-screen keyboard, holding down the Shift key while typing on a physical keyboard or switching the pencil input with the touch right. In the 2 cage, in the upper left, there are only 2 possibilities, 1 and 2 or 2 and 4. The latter is excluded by the 3 and 4 already in the row, so we can deduce the 2 cells contain 1 and 2. Since this doesn't let us place any additional numbers immediately, we can use notes to help us remember it for future use. Whichever it is, it means that the 1 minus cage will definitely contain a 3, and that means that the bottom left cell cannot be a 3, which means it must be a 4. That also lets us place the 3 in the bottom row, and then the 4 in the second row tells us how to place the 1 and the 4 above it. Now we can place the 2 and then the 1 in the top row. Next, we can finish up the first column, and then we can tell the order because the third row already has 2 in it. Finally, we wrap up the puzzle by placing the 2 numbers in the fourth column.